Howdy. I got a DJI Mini Pro 4 drone, and I'm not a super technical person, so I just wanted to make a short video on the drone. So there's a quick start guide that comes with the drone, and I'd encourage you to read that, and there's about 7 steps. So it talks about turning it on and the antennas and different stuff like that. But this is what you get in just the package that I got. So the drone, it has a little cover to keep the blade safe, and you pop that off. Pretty simple. These fold forward, and the back ones fold out. Okay, there's the drone, and this is right side up. On this drone, it's got an optical cover that covers the camera and the gimbal, and the way the gimbal turns. As long as the drone's not on, you can move the gimbal by hand, but not when it's on. That's what the instruction said. So these two eyeball looking are sensors that sensor like a tree or a wall. They don't do great on small branches, but if it's coming up to a wall, the drone will stop and won't go into the wall if you're flying on cinematography mode or normal mode. If you're in sport mode, these don't work. So it senses forward, senses backwards, also senses on the bottom. And then this one tells where the ground is, and it has a LED light if you want light at night. You can turn that on all from the controller. So it has an SD card, a mini SD card that pops in the back, and if you want to put a battery in it, the batteries just go in and snap like that. That's ready to go. You push, it's telling you the battery's full. That I charged this prior to making the video. So this is a controller too. They make 2 different types of controller. One has a screen on it. The other one, you slide the antennas up and your smartphone goes in there. I like the one with the screen. So before we get into that, let's look at the battery charger. The battery charger, you clip in the battery, and you can do all 3 at once. You can plug them in. So it takes a 30-watt USB charger. It doesn't come with that. You have to furnish that yourself. So if you're going to buy one, buy a 30-watt USB charger at the same time. So when you charge on the in port, it charges the battery that's closest to being topped off first. So if you have one battery you might have used for a little bit, it'll try to top that one off and get you ready to fly again. Then it'll go back to the next one and the next one, or you plug them all in and go to bed. In the morning they'll all be charged. So you got in, and you also have a USB out if you wanted to use this for like a battery pack for your cell phone charge or something like that. Pretty handy, I guess. Anyway, I have flown it. It flies really well. You really don't fly a drone. You just it flies itself. You just kind of point it where you want it to go. And when you want to just stop, you can let the controller down. You can talk to other people. You don't have to stare at the drone. It's not like flying an RC plane where it takes 100% of your concentration all the time. So I'll post a couple videos of me flying the drone from the drone view. I wanted to mention one other thing. If you order this, order it with a lanyard. Because the first thing I did was try to hold the controller, tried to hold the drone and turn it off. And what I do, I drop the controller on the concrete. So I made a quickie one till I get the right bolts, but it works. It'll keep it from hitting the ground again. So order the lanyard for your neck. I think it's worth it. So you're supposed to stand behind the drone. I'm going to do an auto takeoff. It says takeoff permitted. So I'm going to push the takeoff icon and then hold down, and it's going to take off and come up.
Home point updated.
Okay. It's giving me a ground alarm. That's the beeping you hear. So we're going to go up a little bit higher. So, okay. There. Still getting the ground alarm. Oh, yeah, it's showing. Okay, now pretty high, but no more. Well, I say pretty high. I'm probably about 14 feet or so. Now we're going to go forward a little bit. Okay, very easy to do. Fly around our house a little bit.
Flying the drone around the house using the screen on the controller, not really watching the drone. Moving the gimbal down as I come back into view. Here we are flying around 75 feet and heading northeast. Here we have pushed the return to home button. The drone uses global positioning system to locate the takeoff point and returns to that spot. You can also update the home point if you have moved after takeoff. While landing, the drone controller told me the surface was not appropriate to land on, so it hovered about 3 feet off the ground. I pulled the left stick all the way back and the drone landed. Landing from drone view.
Tell me it's close to the ground. So I'm going to tell it. It's telling me that it's not suitable for landing, but I'm going to tell them it is.
Landing.
There. Anyway, that's it. Landed on its own. But I had to tell it was okay to go ahead and land. It seen the gravel as something it didn't like. You move the drone around, you really don't fly it, it flies itself. So it probably said, I've been flying my drone. It'd probably be more like, I've been moving my drone around. So everything worked great with the DJI Mini Pro 4. It did follow me. I got that programmed in. The video I first took was such a high megapixel rate, I'm having a really hard time dealing with that good of quality of video. So for me, I'm going to go in the controller, I'm going to turn down the megapixel rate so I can add some video of the drone to our little video. So thanks for watching, I appreciate it. Have a great day.